Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for coming back. I hope you've been enjoying all of my content and all my other videos. And if you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe to my channel. It would really mean a lot to me as I'm really excited about getting out lots more content. But I'm also excited about today's video. So something that I'm really passionate about is hair, and I love taking care of my hair. I love trying lots of different hairstyles and stuff like that. And definitely my everyday go-to sort of hairstyle would be my everyday curls. And it's actually something that I do get asked about quite a lot, even just by friends and stuff like that. So I thought I would do a little bit of a hair tutorial for you today. Hopefully you can sort of follow along or learn something. Now, I do use quite a lot of different hair tools when it comes to doing my curls. So you can definitely create lots of different types of curls with all different tools, but today I'm going to show you how to use a stick. So like this kind of one, it's just like a curling wand, which I popped on my Instagram stories yesterday which one you prefer. So today I'll do this one. Maybe I can cover the other tools in another video. So before we go any further, I definitely do want to say I'm in no way a hairdresser. I'm not a hair professional, anything. I'm not even close to that. But yeah, I just really love doing my hair, and I think I've had a lot of practice over the years, sort of really trying out different techniques and tools and products, and I've really found something that works for me. I will say that my mum is a hairdresser, so I think I definitely get my love of hair from her. Also, another thing to quickly note is that everyone's hair is really different, so please keep that in mind, that everyone's hair does curl and hold differently. I think that's really important to remember when you're comparing yourself to other people. So to start with, I'll just quickly run you through the tool that I'll be using. I will link it below, but I'm sure there's heaps of different ones on the market that are just like a hot stick like this that you can use. So this is from the brand Muck, and it's just like one of their sets. So I'll be using this barrel. It also does come with a few other bits and pieces, so I thought I'll just quickly show you what else it comes with, just to create lots of different curls. But today I'll be just using the round barrel. Also, there's a few products involved that I really love to use to get this sort of perfect everyday curl. So I love to use this glove. This one does come with the Muck stick, but you can definitely buy sort of like heat protectant gloves on the internet. So then products, so brushes first up. So I'll be using a comb. I like using these wider tooth combs. I just think they're really good for sectioning and brushing out. Then I like to use two different hair brushes. You don't have to have all of this, but I'll just show you what I use. So I like to use this one with like lots of little bristles, and then this thicker one. Also, very important part is clips. So you just need any type of sectioning clips. I have used a few different types, and I just really love these butterfly clips. So you'll need at least two of those, and if your hair's quite thick, so like mine's really quite thin, but if yours is a lot thicker, you may need a few more of those. Then also a few hair products. So first of all, I have washed my hair this morning and I've blow dried it. I just have a GHD hairdryer, which I really love, and I've had it for a few years. So yeah, this is my very natural hair. So I haven't straightened it, haven't done anything. It's very straight, boring, and bland. I hardly ever wear my hair like this, that's why I sort of love to curl it. So yeah, just blow dry your hair first of all. Before I blow dry it though, there is a few products that I have put in it after I wash it. So I've been using this little Moroccan oil, which I've actually used for a few years, but you definitely would have seen this. I just pop like a tiny little bit on the ends, and it helps with drying. Also, another product that I really love, it's from 11 Australia, which is just their miracle hair treatment. It also works as a hair protectant, so you can put that on before you do any sort of heat styling. A heat protectant. Next products I'm going to use, I love to use a bit of dry shampoo, so I'm using this one today, which is also from 11, just to give a bit of texture and stuff like that. Then you need some hairspray just to finish it off at the end. You can use any type of hairspray there. And I do have a few other little styling products, which I don't use these two all the time. So I've just got a finishing cream. This one's from The Way, and this one's just from L'Oreal. It's just like a shine spray. So they're just a few extra products, but definitely the main things would be using a heat protectant, a bit of hairspray, and a bit of dry shampoo for texture. So first up, we're just going to turn on the wand stick. So we'll just wait for that one to heat up. Also, I'll just mention, definitely when blow drying your hair, before you use any heat tools, I definitely think it's really important to just get it as dry as you can. So don't leave any bit of it wet, because that can really damage your hair and sort of like sizzle it. What else? Just blow dry your hair. I try to blow dry it quite straight, which is a little bit easier because my hair is quite straight. But if not, and your hair's quite like a little bit curly, you might want to just use your straightener and just straighten the ends, because I think that gives you the really good finish when we do the curling. Okay, so first up, we're going to section it. I like having mine in my part in the middle, which it pretty much already is. Also, just a disclaimer, I do have a mirror here, so if I'm looking that way, it's just because I definitely will burn my whole hand off if I'm not looking. So just section it where you like to part it, then just give it like a little bit of a brush so that there's no knots. Then grab one of your sectioning clips. Now I like to work in two sides. So just section here down the middle with your fingers, part it to two sides like that, and then we're just going to section this side up out of the way. Okay, so that one's up out of the way. And then first of all, we're just going to start with the bottom section. So the first section I like to do, again, this will sort of depend on how thick your hair is, but I like to roughly do about 4 sections of curling. So I go just above the ear. So I just take it all the way back and then section that bit, and we're just going to clip that up out of the way. And then just give it a little bit of a brush so that there's no knots. Then I'll pop this one on. Some curlers, I know my other tong, GHD tong, it doesn't get as hot, so I don't use a glove with that one, but because this stick gets a little bit hotter, it just is a vital part. I'll show you in a minute why I like to have the glove. So then we're going to start curling, but first of all you want to sort of take it into sections. So this part I would probably put into 2 sections. I don't know, maybe like a 2-inch section like that, and then we grab the tool. So I like to use it and hold it down. I just think it's easier to hold. Some people go up, whichever's easiest for you, but definitely just practice. So I like to hold it behind the hand. Plus, don't forget, firstly I'll just explain, which is, I think is definitely the hardest part of getting it, and once you get it down pat, I promise it's really easy. You just need to make sure you're curling away from your face. That way it sort of frames the face and it doesn't sort of bring your hair around your face. So when we're curling away, like you can practice with your finger like this, we're putting it away from the face. See the difference there rather than going into your face? Yeah, so I'll just show you the first one. So we'll hold the tong up like this at the top and we'll just start pulling it around. So hold the hair at the bottom so that you don't it doesn't fall out of your hands. And I like to leave, I hope you can sort of see that there, I like to leave like a 2-inch sort of section at the bottom, just because it sort of gives it that real like effortless sort of everyday look, and I don't like it to be sort of too curled or styled. I usually hold for about 15 or 20 seconds, like doesn't have to be precise. And you can sort of like move your tool around a little bit. And then this bit's really important, which I definitely think actually helps to hold the curl. So then pop the stick at, see how I'm holding it on my hand there, and then let it drop onto your hand. And this is why it's really important to have a glove if you're, because your hair definitely is hot to touch. And then I don't just let the curl drop, I sort of scrunch it in my hand and press the curl into my hand like that. After every curl, just do this like a few times and then let it fall. And then you've got the first curl, so I'll do the next one. But yeah, so sort of like holding it in your hand after you curl, it definitely helps it to sort of really put the curl into place before it cools, because you don't want it to sort of drop before it's even cooled. So I'm just leaving a little bit out at the ends, and we'll just wait a few seconds. So yeah, pop it onto your hand, let it drop. Be careful not to burn your hand off, burn your ear off or something. We've all been there. Yeah, so I'm just like squeezing it into my hand. You can either do that or you can grab the curl and just hold it with your fingers like that, just for a few seconds, and it just sort of like molds the curl. And then just let that one drop again, as you can see. So there we've got those two. So we'll move on to the next section. So next up, we just take this part down again, and it's quite repetitive. But yeah, just sort of take your next section. So just clip it up out of the way, start your next section, and then I always work from the back. It just makes it easier. Hopefully you can see that. Just grab like a little section again, and we're going to do the same thing. So curling away from the face like this. Also, it's important to just let your curls really cool off before you use any product. So I don't touch it, I don't run my fingers through. Okay, so now we're up to the top section. So I'll take that down and definitely give it a little brush. So this is probably the most important section, because you want, this is sort of tops it off and frames your face. So we do the same from the back, just curling away from the face. Definitely not great at explaining this. It's one of those things like you can do it on yourself or on other people, but when you try to explain it, sometimes it comes across a bit hard. Hopefully you're getting the picture. The one piece that you really want to make sure you get right is the one against your face. So the final section here, probably the same amount, like a 1 to 2 inch piece. So then you hold it the same way, but we're sort of going to do this a little bit looser because we don't want it to be as tight. So I sort of just run Can you see that? I'm just sort of like moving the tongue a little bit around like that. We sort of still do the same process, and then maybe don't hold it for as long, then sort of drop it, press it in a little bit, but not as long as the others because we don't want it to sort of be as tight. But yeah, see how that's like not as tight a curl? Okay, so then we're going to leave that side and we're going to move on to this side. So leave it to really, really cool down, and then we'll pop the product in when we're finished. So this side, same process, but we go the opposite way, which sometimes can be a bit confusing, but I'll show you. So yeah, section again just above the ear, section it away like that. So same again, I'm going to do this in 2 sections. So this time we're going the opposite way. I'm still going to put the tongue behind the hair like this. So, but this time we're going away from the face this way. So hopefully that makes sense. So just think you're always going in the other direction so that your hair sort of goes away from your face. Do the same thing, let it drop into your hand and hold it. By the way, I'm filming this right outside my bedroom window, so my whole neighborhood can probably see me doing this, thinking, what the hell is she doing up there? Just let that drop, same as before, and move on to the next piece. So pop it behind, going away from the face. Careful not to burn your whole hand or your ear off. That would be great if you don't. Okay, so then we're up to this side again. So just take it down from the clip, give it a little brush. And just remember, it doesn't really matter like if you take different size sections each time, because the idea is it's just like an everyday sort of wavy look, so we don't want it to be too perfect. So then with this bit, because we've already done this bit here, hopefully I can explain this, we want these 2 front pieces to be the same width. So try and section it at a similar place that you did on the other side. Okay, so same as before, holding it away from the face. But you sort of, you can angle the wand down a little bit if you want. See how I've got it on an angle rather than straight? And just sort of like move it around a bit. And then, so that's all done, but I definitely just look at these front bits, and I might just like redo this one again just to make sure that it's the same as the other one. They're the real bits that you see. Okay, so now we're just going to let that cool down for a bit. Like, it doesn't need to be fully cool, but you could sort of do your hair, makeup, go and get ready or whatever, and then sort of just wait for it to cool down. Okay, so I've sort of let that cool down for enough now, I think. So next up, before I sort of do anything, I'm going to use a little bit of dry shampoo. You can use just whatever brand you have, but this one's really good. Okay, so I'm not gonna like go fully hammer and tong, but I'm just gonna put a little bit sort of underneath. So just sort of like lift up the curls a little bit, just to give it a bit of texture, that's all. I'm not fully using it because my hair's clean on either side. And as I said, I'm definitely not a professional, so I just do what sort of works for me. Then I'm going to get a little bit of this stuff from the way, which is just like a finishing cream. Just going to put a tiny, tiny bit on my fingers, rub it through like that, and just put it on the ends, just to sort of help finish off the ends. Okay, next up, I'm going to put a little bit of hairspray. Everyone's different with how they apply their hairspray. Some people don't really do it at all, but my hair definitely needs it just to give it a bit of hold. So before I do anything, I will give it a good spray. So the hairspray that I've used, it's just from Knack Hair. This one from Hair House Warehouse, but I'll link it below, just to give it that first bit of like hold. You definitely want a hairspray that you can brush out. So I've also used the one from 11 before. This is like a Give Me Hold or something. This is a really good one to brush out. Also another good brush out one is from Evo, E-V-O. I think I'm saying that right. I'm not sure. So then I grabbed just this brush, which is just like a normal hard bristle brush. So the difference that I've found is if you used a soft bristle, oh my god, I can't speak, bristle brush to brush it out, it will give it sort of that fluffy look, which is sort of what we don't want. So if you use one with just the normal hard bristles, it definitely keeps the curl. I just brush it through just the tiniest bit, just to sort of break up the curls a bit, because I don't want them to sort of be too perfect. So just like a little bit of a brush, and then use my fingers. So I don't brush it all the way through, because I know that my hair will drop, whereas if your hair is really curly and holds, you might want to brush it through to get that sort of like rough look, but my hair will drop a little bit more than this. And I will do another layer of hairspray, just like a really light layer, but I definitely want to spray these front bits. Not too much, because no one likes that to smell and taste like hairspray. So then to finish, I'm just going to pop a little bit of this shine spray on. Again, you don't have to do this step, To be honest, I don't always do this, but I just thought it'd be nice to give it a little bit of shine. Just a little bit of a spritz over the top. But as you can see, yeah, just like a really casual sort of wave, and it will definitely drop a little bit, so that's why I sort of leave it as is, because if I brush it out too much, yeah, it'll really sort of drop even more. Hopefully you guys learned something. I'm not the greatest teacher, but hopefully you can sort of like get the idea. But leave any questions or comments below in the comment section if you do have any struggles or you want me to help you with anything else. Otherwise, you can message me over on Instagram. I'll leave it here somewhere. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and good luck trying to sort of recreate these curls with your hair tongs at home. And let me know if you want to see any other sort of tutorials from me or what you'd love to see. I'd really appreciate that. And also I'd really appreciate if you like this video and subscribe to my channel. So yeah, until the next video, I will see you soon.